Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to Get Hit with the Truth. So today we are starting my top 10s, my annual top 10s, as we are going to look at the dropouts from the 122-pound Super Bantamweight Division. Before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. So if you have been on my channel, you know that I do the dropouts, the on the bubble guys, and then I get into the top 10 fighters of the year in each weight class from 122 all the way to heavyweight. It is my 6-year anniversary of having a YouTube channel, and actually today it is, and I'm super excited, as I always am every year at the end of the year, starting a new year, to release my top 10s. My top 10s is how I started all this channel going, is because I did a top 10, you know, and kept them on my own. But let's get into this one. We look at the dropouts from last year's top 10 at 122-pound super bantamweights. Fighters can drop out for a variety of reasons: moving up in weight, losing, or just other guys doing better and them dropping because of that, or even retirement. So we have 3 guys that dropped out of last year's top 10. We start with contender Ionut Baluta, who was previously number 10. So he was on the verge. He only fought once in 2024 when he rematched Dennis McCann and suffered, you know, from their 2023 bout, in which ended in a technical draw after 9 rounds. Well, this time McCann outboxed and outclassed Baluta to a 12-round unanimous decision. Baluta is your consummate grinder. 16-5-1. He's a veteran. He's been around now. He's 31, and he's still banging around. Like March 15th on the Nick Ball and TJ Doheny undercard, he's going to return to take on Brad Strand. He could definitely move his way back in. He's always in and out of my top 10 because he doesn't really get a ton of opportunity, but he's always around, and he's just that consummate gatekeeper type fighter now, and you know, that people will fight to try to move up the ladder, but he's good enough to upset people. He's not currently ranked in any of the governing bodies right now, but again, as I said, he's still a viable guy, you know, and contender to try to defeat to move up the ladder. And so Baluta, good for him. He's still banging around at 122. We'll see if he can, at the mid-year top 10, if he can climb back in. Also dropping out is contender Rais Salim. He previously was number 8. He was coming into the year coming off his first loss in 2023 when he lost the IBF final eliminator against Sam Goodman. It was a very close split decision win for Goodman that night. It was a good, hard-fought battle, and I was hoping Alim would come and try to make another impression, either at 122 again or at 126. He took a year and a half off in between fights. He finally returned November of 24 and got a stoppage win at featherweight over a low-level competition. So he drops out due to moving to featherweight at 126, 34 years old. So, and he's not in my featherweight top 10, so I'm hoping he makes an impression and tries to get into the mix, because I do think he's a talented fighter. And the last guy to drop out of the top 10 at 122 is former unified champion Stephen Fulton Jr. He previously was number 2 coming into the year, but we all knew after the way he got handled in 23 against Naoya Inoue, the monster, we knew that Fulton was considering a move to featherweight. We knew that was on the table. He waited until later in the year, actually on the Canelo undercard against Edgar Berlanga. He would take on veteran Carlos Castro and would struggle in that fight, would score a knockdown, but would struggle. I think actually he got put down, but he worked hard, went toe-to-toe. It was a very close fight. It ended by a 10-round split decision for Fulton. But after that, he got a golden opportunity that is coming here in 2025 when he gets a shot at the featherweight title against Brandon Figueroa. I don't see him returning to 122 now that he's at 126, and he is in my top 10 at 126 now, so that's it. So that's it for the guys that dropped out of the Super Bantamweight top 10 from last year. I hope you enjoyed the video and are looking forward to the new ones. The next one will be my on the bubble video for 122 pounds. So again, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support This is True Boxing, and you've been hit with the truth.